Okay, so you're planning a wedding, and you've got a million things to think about, right? But let's be real, there's one decision that's bigger than all the rest, and that's the venue. It's more than just a place. It's the one choice that really sets the stage for the entire memory of your most important day. So let's break down what really separates a good venue from a truly unforgettable one. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Your wedding isn't just some date on a calendar. It's the very first chapter of your new story together. And every great story deserves an incredible setting. So if your wedding is the story, then the venue, that's the canvas. It's that first big, bold brushstroke that sets the tone for the whole masterpiece. It's what creates that feeling of elegance, that grandeur, that just makes every single moment feel like pure magic. All right, so we're throwing around this word luxury. But what does that actually mean when it comes to a wedding venue? Let's dig in and figure out what really makes for that top tier, you'll never forget it kind of experience. You know, it's so easy to just think luxury means, I don't know, expensive looking. But that's really just scratching the surface. A truly luxury venue is the whole package. It's a total experience, and it's built on these four big pillars: amazing architecture, plenty of space, a killer ambience, and this one's huge, unbelievable service. Okay, let's start with the first thing everyone notices, the look. We're talking about that instant wow factor. You know, that moment when your guests walk in and their jaws just drop. And this is a really important distinction to make. See, anyone can throw up some fancy decorations, right? But that's just temporary. It's surface level. Real luxury, it's baked right into the bones of the place. It's in the architecture, the design, the whole way it's built around the guest experience from the ground up. And here's exactly what we mean by that. Think about it. High ceilings aren't just about making a room feel bigger. They create a sense of awe. Those elegant pillars, instant classic vibe, and beautiful chandeliers, they don't just light the room, they make it sparkle and feel alive. It's all about using those timeless quality materials, like marble and detailed woodwork, that give a place a kind of permanent, authentic grandeur you just can't fake. But listen, a gorgeous room is useless if people are bumping into each other all night. That's why real luxury is also about comfort and space. It means there's actually room for your guests to chat, to eat, to hit the dance floor without feeling like they're packed in. A great venue is designed to make the whole evening just flow effortlessly. So we've covered the look, now let's go a little deeper and talk about the feel. This isn't so much about what you see with your eyes, but more about the atmosphere, that whole vibe that just wraps around you and your guests. So how do you create something as intangible as a feel? Well, the secret weapon is lighting. Seriously, in a regular old hall, the lights are just on. But in a luxury space, lighting is a tool. It's an art form. It's used to literally sculpt the mood, to highlight a cool archway, create a warm, inviting glow. And it's what can make a huge ballroom feel cozy and romantic. And it's all about having options, right? With customizable lighting, you can go from this soft, romantic vibe for dinner and then, boom, switch to something super fun and energetic for the dance party. When you combine that with an obsession over every little detail, it means that literally every corner of the room is the perfect backdrop for a photo. The whole point is to create this immersive world where every picture looks stunning. Okay, so we've got the look and the feel. Now let's talk about the engine that makes the whole thing run smoothly. The actual experience. This is all about the practical stuff, the amenities, and the service that makes sure your big day is completely seamless and stress-free for everyone. And these are the kinds of things that might seem small, but they are absolutely non-negotiable. I'm talking about a great sound system so everyone can actually hear the toasts, a private bridal suite so you have a calm space to get ready, and things like perfect air conditioning and easy parking. They aren't just nice to have, they're game changers. They remove all those little annoyances and keep your guests comfortable from start to finish. At the very heart of it all, though, is hospitality. And it really comes down to three key things. First, you've got to have amazing, world-class food. But it's not just what you serve, it's how you serve it. That elegant presentation matters. And finally, the secret sauce is the people, the professional, attentive staff who make everything happen without you even noticing. And I really can't stress this enough. You can have the best food in the world in the most beautiful room ever, but if the service is bad, it can ruin everything. It's that professional, friendly, on-the-ball staff that takes an event from good to absolutely incredible, making your guests feel truly taken care of. Well, that's the real luxury. Okay, so we figured out what a luxury venue is and why it matters. Now for the big question. How do you actually go out and find the perfect one for you? Let's switch gears and get into some real practical advice to help make that dream happen.
All right, when you go on tours, have this little checklist in your back pocket. First off, location. Is it easy for your guests to get there? Simple, but crucial. Second, listen to how they listen. Are they actually hearing your ideas, or are they just pushing their standard package? And speaking of packages, find out exactly what's included so there are no nasty surprises later. But maybe the most important thing is, how do you feel? You should feel totally comfortable asking a million questions. If you feel intimidated, that's a big red flag.
Because here's the bottom line. You're not just renting four walls and a roof. You're choosing a partner for one of the biggest days of your life. The right venue, the right team will be just as invested in your wedding as you are, and they'll work with you to make it happen. So, in the end, it really all comes back to the story. Your wedding day is page one of this incredible new chapter you're writing. So when you're choosing that canvas, that backdrop for page one, just ask yourself, what do I want this setting to say about the amazing story we're just starting?